Hello and welcome to Smiling Souls. This is Stephanie, Keenan Ray, and Wendy T.
Hey,
So,
welcome everybody. We're just talking about pajamas.
yeah,
I
I'm
did
being
manage to
silly.
get myself dressed 10 minutes beforehand. Oh my God, I'm in my pajamas.
And I showered about 10 minutes before.
So
But
yay
yeah.
us.
Um, so today we are recording our final episode for 2024. Can you believe it?
No, I cannot. I can't. We'll talk about all of this today, but no, I can't believe
Nah, it's
here's the
crazy.
new year almost around the corner.
Exactly.
It's here.
So, we pulled cards for today, but
Yeah.
our cards, we specifically asked, what does our audience need to know for 2025? So these are not for us personally, they're for you guys.
Mhm.
Although I'm sure they affect both of us in their own rights. So
Right.
I pulled creative writing. So that is Archangel Gabriel. And it says, make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or pen an article or book. So it says, your soul longs for creative expression through writing. I can help you schedule this activity. Honor any inner nudges that guide you to write. The writing may be for your own enjoyment or may be a cathartic experience for self expression in a private journal. As you work with your connection to the written word, you may receive divine guidance to write articles or books for publication. Call upon me at this time to guide you through that process. And as the messenger angel, Gabriel loves to help writers and journalists deliver healing messages. Like a loving coach, she'll urge you to delegate your time and energy towards writing. Gabriel can also open doors that allow for publications of your articles and books if you'll ask for their assistance. Most of all, they'll help you enjoy writing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So what is this? Do you feel like what's the message to our audience? What's the message to everybody?
Well, I think for all of us, it's probably, like it says, very healing to just write your ideas or
Right.
let those stresses out, whatever's pent
Yeah.
up that needs to come out, whether it's something that needs to see the light of day beyond you or just for your own personal self.
Mhm.
Um, but there's also many people who probably have stories that need to be told and shared with others. Like,
Yeah.
um, you know, we are doing it in the audio format of helping people, but, others, the written word might be the thing. So yeah,
So there might be some authors in this
there
group.
might be some authors about to erupt.
Ooh. And what does it say for you?
Um, well, I think it's interesting because for me, I recently started the Creative Network, and it's all about bringing people together, even if they don't consider themselves creative, to um, be creative, um, so that they grow personally, professionally. They have a support group, things like that. And they get into that creative mindset that gets your brain going and gets you full of joy and creativity. And that creativity and happiness and joy flows over into that personal and professional life too, when you shift into that energy. So even, I guess, like the creative writing could be a part of that, or it could be that that's the next step of creativity I need to jump into. I am a terrible journaler, but
Oh, why do you say you're a terrible journaler? There's no right or wrong way to journal.
well, one, I'm not, I never know what to write about.
Okay.
And then I went through the phase of doing kind of like the Rachel Hollis thing of like, write your like 3 or 5 things of gratitude daily. And then like write
Okay.
your goal. Somebody else told me like, write your 10 goals that you want to achieve. And then you like write a paragraph or whatever
Huh.
about what's happening in life.
Yeah.
And so I felt like I was oftentimes writing the same things day after day. Like
Hmm.
I would challenge myself with my gratitude, but
Right.
like the goals never seemed to change. They were always like, because they were bigger goals, they weren't the kind that you can achieve
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
easily.
Right.
So yeah, I always felt like it was a little bit of silliness. I'm sure done in the right way, I might have done better with them, but I've learned a lot along the way.
Right.
But I also am one of those people that does think about, like, when you die, someone's going to find your journals and they're going to read
That's come
them.
across my mind too. Yeah.
Hmm. And I feel like they would look at my journals and just be like, "What the hell is she writing about?" So part of me has started thinking maybe you write for a year and then toss it in the fire at the end of the year.
Ooh, that could be yeah.
Because who looks back at your journals? Like, that's part of it, is like, why do
Right.
you want to hold on to it? Like, are you really going to go back and read your journal from when you were a kid or from when you were 20? Maybe, but I highly doubt it. I don't know.
I'm one of those weird people. I do keep my journals from like when I was a kid, like my diary.
I'd never had a diary
That's
when I
what I
was a
call
kid.
it.
So
It's
I think that's
diary.
part of my thing, is I never had one as a kid. So I never got into it
Let me tell
originally.
you, it's hilarious just looking
Oh, I
at
kind of wish I had a
10-year-old
kid
me.
diary.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, Lori, isn't she adorable?
Exactly. Like the
What the
things you
hell?
worried about as a kid and
God. And I have my journals from, I think I started journaling in 2017 or something, like maybe sooner, but they're
hmm
downstairs on my bookshelf. And
Yeah.
occasionally I'll flip through and go, oh, holy shit. That came up and now it's no longer an issue. I've achieved it, whatever. I'm like,
Yeah.
holy
Yeah.
shit. Because you forget.
Yes.
At least
Yes.
I do. And I'm like, oh, wow. Hey, yay
That's
me.
awesome. Yeah, I have a couple hidden away, but
Hidden
I
away.
also tend to be that person that, like, I'll be really good at journaling for about a month and then falls off for 6 months. And then I'm like, oh, maybe I should write again. And then, and so, like, that's why for like the gratitude practice, I just do it in my bed now every morning. I
Yeah,
lay in my bed and I think about my gratitude. I don't write it in a freaking journal.
right. Whatever works, right?
Exactly.
There's no
But I
right
do
or
know
wrong.
I have some books in me. So I suppose getting back to that might be something I'll work on at some point.
I think that would be awesome. Have I showed you my journal? Did I? I don't
Yes.
remember.
Yes, you have. Yes,
Like
you have, because it's gorgeous and
crazy.
it's a tree of life, and I love the tree of life.
I like it's just it's raised, like so you
Mm-hmm.
feel it's textured almost, but and I didn't realize there's a heart
Yes, in the
in the tree trunk, and there's people and there's little animals, and then
yeah.
this is just
Yes.
connecting to
Ether.
ether. And anyway, I never really looked at it,
So cool.
but I'll honestly, I journal when I need to get something out of my head, out of my heart. I journal my angel numbers, like when I
That's
wake
cool.
up at 4:57 or whatever, and I'll look that up and I'll journal whatever the meaning is, like just kind of clip
Mm-hmm.
notes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll journal when I'm pissed off, but that's I don't have a routine to it. It's just kind of, whenever I feel like I need to get something out, when I want to record my angel number, when I want to record like the hawk thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, this happened today. Just because I want to remember it. I want to look back. I want to see if,
See, and I like that sort of thing, like
yeah,
journaling about that sort of stuff, the things that, again, you're gonna forget, but that have some sort of meaning that, again, you might not know what it is at this moment that it's
right.
happening. Like, you
Okay.
did tap in and figure out that that hawk screaming at you was your dad, but, like,
Listen, damn it.
yeah, he'd been screaming at you for a while.
Oh,
And
hi.
like, for me, for basically, I think since we've started this podcast, it's ravens and crows
Birds.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Ravens and crows specifically.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
everywhere.
And then that feather that we found at the lilac farm.
Yes.
Like, okay.
So
Huh.
crazy. So
That's
crazy.
interesting. Okay, and going back to the book that's in you, because I was
No.
so excited to like, have you seen my journal? But like, what do you think? Like, do you want to share maybe what might be in you?
Well, I think I have a couple books, but so that's always been the thing is I've been told that I have too much stuff that I want to write about, but it's like a lot of it's related to the um skin and wellness and whole
Mhm.
body wellness and natural living type thing. Um, I also think that there's some kids' books in me. Jen Nichols and I have kind of started playing with that idea a little bit. She early last year or early this year,
Yeah.
we decided to we had a call where we just started talking about her chickens, and she makes up stories about her chickens all the time. And then that's the thing. I more so want to illustrate the book, the children's book, and she'll do the writing part.
Yep.
But I've had a story in my mind for a children's book for a very long time, like before my husband and I were married, and it's been 14 years. So
Oh my gosh.
so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
little things that might need to come out since we're tapping into the creativity this year.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
Hmm.
you have created something kind of cool.
Thank you.
Do you want to share about that now, or you want
Well,
to?
I shared a little bit. I did.
No, but your thing every Monday, not every Monday.
Well, yeah. So yeah, the creative networking group. So yeah, every Monday. No, not every Monday. You threw me off
That
there.
was my fault.
The
Sorry.
second and fourth Monday of each month. Um, we meet for 1 hour. It's noontime Eastern. So for 1 hour, you bring whatever creative thing
Mhm.
you want to bring to the table. And if you're the type of person who doesn't consider themselves creative, you just bring a coloring book and some pencils or markers, whatever you fancy.
Mhm.
And you just spend an hour hanging out with whoever's in the Zoom room with us, chatting, no agenda to the chatting,
Mhm.
and doing art and being
Mhm.
creative and relaxing and finding some joy and creativity and energy and
Yeah.
shifting your energy and shifting to that different mindset. And it's been phenomenal, the response that
Oh
people
my
have
God.
to it. Like,
It's so good.
so many people are like, I didn't know what she was talking about, but I showed up anyways. And and I couldn't believe how good this hour has been for me.
Hmm.
Um, or like another person was like, I know, like I thought I would get this out of it, and I did, but I also got
Yeah.
so much energy. Like the rest of my day,
Yeah.
I had that creative mindset going, so the ideas were flowing. So when they jumped back into their work, it was just
Right.
boom, 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 or they were more joyful and happy and relaxed. So
Hmm.
when
Hmm.
they were with their family later that day, they weren't snippy and cranky and whatever. So it's just really interesting, the response. And going into 2025, we're going to
Yeah.
grow this creative network. So for the the Mondays, the creative Mondays, everybody could come and join one for, one time for free. And then
Yep.
after that, it's a $16 for the month to
Mhm.
just participate. Um, and in the new year, I'm going to offer a couple other memberships that allow people to grow personally and professionally by having trainers who will share their expertise in their category of knowledge.
Mhm.
And on those higher memberships, they get to participate in the Mondays. We're also going to
Right.
start Saturday socials where we'll do some sort of creative
Mm.
activity together, kind of like a paint night or
Right.
whatever. I've got a couple cool ideas in my side pocket
Yeah, you
with
do.
some cool trainers. And then I think based on the number of trainers I have lined up, about two a month will teach a live class, but there will
Mhm.
also be like a library of
Mm.
videos so you can
Oh,
get to
wow.
know the trainers ahead of time,
Yeah.
or and see what they're about, and maybe check them out on social and all that stuff.
Mhm.
So um really great opportunity to grow and thrive in a cool community.
So that's coming in 2025.
Yes.
I mean, it's already here, but it's
It's already here. The Mondays are here. We're trying to grow slowly. So we're doing the Mondays
Mhm.
presently in 2024.
Mhm.
And in 2025 will be the trainers piece is going to be added in for not that much more. You
Right.
can
Yeah.
participate in that. And there's actually a middle ground. Like there's one where you get
Mhm.
access to the libraries and the
Right.
Saturday socials and the Mondays.
Yeah.
And then there's the full package where you get it all. And yeah.
When you introduced it, I was like, oh man, it's on a Monday. But then I did it. And
hmm
I grabbed my watercolors, and I am not an artist. And, and I was like, just have some fun with this. And it released my stress.
hmm
It reset me.
hmm
I learned about putting essential oil in the washing machine and on dryer balls. About Paris. I learned some
Yep.
tips and tricks with that. We had a little fun, chitter chatter and a little gossip. Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause that's what we
All
do.
sorts of good stuff.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, and I love the pride that you had in the artwork that you created
I
too.
know it wasn't
It's
hard.
so
Like
cool.
it,
And actually you kind of have started your own version of journaling via the art, because you've
yeah,
been doing specific like messages from your angels
yep,
in your art,
yeah.
and
That's what
and
I,
and
yeah,
you're like, I'm gonna keep doing this even when I'm not with you, like,
yeah. No,
so
I
that's
haven't.
cool.
Here's
I
the
know,
thing.
but that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah,
Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. It's okay.
I'm so funny. Yeah, I'm gonna do this on my own. No, I won't.
Yeah.
No, I will come to Steph's thing and I will do it. 'Cause on my own accord, I won't do it.
Yes. So yeah, that's my cool thing. And so yeah, hopefully
Okay.
some creativity will be coming into everybody's world. So what's your angel card?
Oh, my angel card. Okay, yes. Well, so mine is not an angel card. I got
Yeah,
a new
your
deck,
special card.
Angels and Ancestors Oracle Cards by Kyle Gray. Who, by the way, I thought Kyle Gray was a much older guy. He's not. He seems very young. Nothing against that. I'm just like, oh, he's a young pup. Anyway, so I followed Stephanie's lead and asked, what is it that the audience needs in 2025? What is it you need in 2025? And so Steph pulls the Archangel Gabriel,
Gabriel.
right? And journaling, and I pull out She Wolf. She Wolf. She Wolf unleashed the wild within. And I went, oh Lord. Talk about two very different, and as we're talking about, she's like, no, it's kind of the same. So I'll read you what the booklet says. let your wild let your wild side up and out. Unleash your talents and your desires. The she-wolf is a powerful shamanic, I think I said it,
I think so.
soul who is half wolf and half woman. She is the alpha female who is not afraid to stand out from the crowd, or in this case, the pack. She is wild, unfiltered, and unfettered. She encourages you not to be trapped by the limiting factors of weaker members of the pack or those who are trying to hunt you down because you have gifts they don't like or understand. She represents the energy of the wilderness and the unknown and encourages you to be free and unchained and go beyond boundaries. Release the animal energy within and track down what you need to do to express your true self. You are being rewilded at this time. When I first said that it came out, we wilded.
We wilded.
So you're welcome. You are being rewilded at this time, guided to reconnect with your rebellious heart, the part of you that likes to break boundaries and go beyond them completely. If you've been holding back on your hopes or dreams, you're being encouraged to chase after them now. Let the wolf energy within help you track down what direction you want to go in And don't let any traps or hunters get in the way of your freedom or your growth. The life you want is here.
Nice.
So this is our desire and our wish for you,
Mm-hmm.
is to break those boundaries and be yourself, and the life you want is here.
Yeah. I think it's pretty awesome. And I got Shakira in my head now.
Yeah, right.
But that's okay. It's
And
okay.
that I do too.
She rents space in my head randomly.
Oh, she lives rent free in your head.
She does.
I mean, there could be worse things.
Yeah. That, and you know what other song just randomly pops in, and it's from childhood. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. That song out of nowhere will just pop in.
From The Greatest American Hero.
Yes.
Do you know do you know what happened to The Greatest American Hero after it left the air?
No.
Okay. I don't know if this is true. I have not fact checked it. Somehow I heard he became a porn star because he couldn't get work for American Hero. So that just brings the song into a different light. You're welcome. Fact check, people. Don't trust me.
Don't trust Wendy.
Google it. I don't know.
I feel like I had heard something, but I don't remember
Right.
what that something was. So that
Yeah.
could be it. Yeah.
Always fact check.
In one ear and out the other is how it went. But the song sticks.
Okay.
So,
On that note,
how would you describe our 2024?
well, in one word, I would say learning.
Growing.
Learning, growing, having fun, because that's the thing that you
Yeah.
and I agreed on.
100%.
First out of the gate, we both said if one of us or both of us are not having fun, we need to check in with each other and just say, hey, this is not fun.
Mhm.
And then figure ourselves out from there. Because if we're not having fun, what's the point?
Exactly. Exactly. I also feel like it's been such a fast, incredible year. Like the
Oh,
beginning of my year was rubbish and
mine too.
not good.
Right.
I mean,
That's
you and
how
I
it
began
started.
together. We began together doing a course, which was kind of cool. That was like the
Was
highlight
it the
of
beginning of this year?
that was January.
Oh, I don't even
That feels like 100 years ago, doesn't
I
it?
don't even remember that.
Like we taught a class in December, then I helped you on, or I don't know, we did something in December. I don't remember what that was. And then you
Yeah.
and I decided like,
Okay.
oh, let's do this course, the 3-month, once a month meeting thing.
Oh,
And
yes. We
honestly,
did
that was
one.
like a nice, no, we did two. It was
Did
a
we do
nice
two?
glimmer in
Okay.
my first 3 months of the year that were
Yeah.
crap otherwise.
Me too.
And
Shitty,
then
shitty, shitty months.
shitty. And then
Yeah.
I think we both were riding whatever was happening in our lives. And then in May, we came together and I suggested something. It was like, we need to do something together again. And we started, I was talking retreat or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
But like trying to figure out how we could do it virtually and make it cool and
Right.
not, and then if you threw out podcast and I was like, oh, I've been thinking about a podcast for like 3 years.
Right. It was, yes.
And as soon as we
Yeah.
agreed upon it, it was like whirlwind. Like a week later, we're recording and
Well, but don't you
learning the
feel like
things. And it was so fun.
that's how I think that's how we know we're on the right path, is that things are just so easy.
Mm-hmm. Like strangely, wonderfully easy.
And they're just opening up. And it was all because the year before, so 2023,
3.
us meeting at Like we'd
Celebration.
kind of known each other, met
Yeah.
at celebration, you won the llama,
Llama llama.
and just taking it from there. And, you know, my 2024, boy, I had that planned out.
Yeah, so did
That
I. I had a
was
whole
right.
plan. It all went out the window.
Mine went right to shit.
You'd
Uh,
think I would have learned after 2020, because like 2019, I picked up a pretty journal. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do all the things.
and
And then we
then,
all know what happened.
well,
I agreed I would never ever buy another planner journal thing
okay,
ever again,
really,
because 2020 happened and we're not repeating that. So now I utilize my phone calendar like religiously, and now it's like a rainbow of colors almost every day, because I color coordinate things and I make it as smart as I can. Sorry, I totally
I
interrupted you.
love that. No, but this is what we do. It's all good. Um, oh yeah. So yeah, same for me.
Same.
Like
Super
20,
plan.
I was, boy, this course,
Mm-hmm.
I worked so hard on that fucking course.
Mm-hmm.
I worked just, man, December, nope, no, November through like February, and then it launched and I had one person sign up, and
Mm-hmm.
so I really pinned everything on that course. And when it didn't happen the way I wanted, like we had a call, and
Yeah, and that's what it was all about, was just like, what the hell are we doing? Like
we were
both of
both,
us
yeah,
were in the struggle boat, you know?
we were in, I think I was in tears.
Yeah.
You were like, wait, what's happening? And I just was like, "Ugh." And then we started talking and the podcast came up. I don't know, I think you said something or maybe I said something, and we both went, I've wanted to do a podcast. And you're like, I wanted to do a podcast. And I said, I never wanted to do it by myself. And you're like, I didn't want to do it by myself either. And
Yep. And
so
here
that
we
was our
are.
2024, the first quarter,
First year, first 6 months, because we
first six
started in June.
months, started in June, launched in September. And that
Yep.
even got moved up because you're like,
Yep.
hey, my son's birthday is on the
The
9th,
9th.
and why don't we launch then? And I went, yeah, why
Yeah.
not?
For some reason, we had decided Mondays was the day we were going to put episodes up. I had
Yeah,
it scheduled for the 30th, and I was like, why are we waiting? Let's
same.
just get this stuff
Yeah,
out.
I'm like, why are we waiting? Let's just
And
do it.
so first Monday in September, and because I thought of it at the very end of August, was the 9th. So I was like, this is what we're doing.
Right. And we did it. And from that point, like our numbers have
Yeah,
slowly
they just keep
grown.
growing. Yeah,
Like
so
you and I were
good.
looking at this last week and we're like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
Not even
yeah,
a month, not even a month into it.
yeah, yeah. Yep. And yeah, so much good stuff happening. We've had some great conversations. I think I really enjoy our conversations when it's just you and I, because you never know where it's going to go. Like, what was it? Our focus episode? We were like, we're going to talk about focus.
Yeah,
And
no,
it
we're not.
became focus or lack thereof, because, yeah.
Look at Wendy and Steph being totally unfocused because I had stuff going on. You
Well,
had,
and I think it started with my t-shirt, because you were like, what does your t-shirt say?
yeah,
Never wear
yeah.
a graphic tee or Wendy's gonna be distracted.
Oh yeah. Don't wear a graphic tee. I
That's
want to
my
know all
note
the
to self.
things. Don't wear a graphic tee.
I don't know. It worked out great.
It, because you know the thing is, we're both of us are just very honest and transparent, and that's how we wanted to show up, and that's how
Yes.
we are showing up. And
Yes.
sometimes it's messy and sometimes it's cringy
And sometimes it's just plain silly.
and sometimes it's just plain silly. And I think the reason is, at least for me, is, you know, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to show up in a certain way. You just need to be you
Yeah.
and be you to the fullest, even if it's weird.
Yep.
You know, because how else would you show up in this world except being yourself? Weirdness and
It's
all.
true. Weird is my superpower.
off topic, but
Yes.
this came up. Have you seen the show Elsbeth?
No.
Lord have mercy. This is a woman that she just has a very childlike wonder about life. She's an
Hmm.
attorney. She's very accomplished, but she wears these like weird, flashy, flamboyant things, and she acts really weird, but
Okay.
she's so smart. She's like a
Oh,
genius. But it's
sounds fun.
I admire her because she's just herself.
That's awesome.
Unapologetically, this is who I am.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. You gotta be. Gotta be.
So going back to what we were talking about, that was our first 6 months of 2024. Started recording. We made a list of guests,
Yeah.
reached out to people. We have a list of dream
Yeah.
guests. That might happen in 2025. You never know.
You never know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What kind of what do you think our listeners can expect for 2025? Evil laughs.
Well, more shenanigans from us.
Mm-hmm.
More like first of all, we'd love to hear from you guys
Mm-hmm.
because we want to give you what you want. And so in the comments on YouTube, I don't know, can you comment on Spotify on an episode?
I believe you can
Okay.
actually.
Leave a
I'm not
comment.
sure.
Um, or email us smiling souls@gmail.com. Is that it?
Yes, that's it. So we're Smiling Soul Podcast.
Smilingsoulpodcast@gmail.com. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Steph. Hey, Wendy. Can you talk about this? Hey, Steph. Hey, Wendy. Can you interview this person? Right?
Yeah,
Because the whole reason we put this together is for you.
right.
So let us know what you want us to talk about. I am really excited. We already came up with one topic for 2025, and this was a direct result of interviewing the fabulous Doris Birch.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking at the very end about things they don't tell you.
Damn, women
You know?
keeping secrets, breaking that.
Yeah, why? So that's going to be one of the things we talk about in 2025, like top 10 things that no one tells you as you get older.
Mm-hmm.
So let us
Yeah.
know, what are your top 10 things you want us to talk about?
Yeah.
We've got a list.
Yep. Yeah,
One of
probably
them,
have a conversation with a couple people that are on that topic,
yeah,
And I don't know, maybe part of me thinks that we almost like maybe we'll do a you and me kind of top 10 things, but then maybe we revisit with a couple different people, or maybe we have
yep,
a panel. I'm not sure because
yeah,
I
like
feel like we're all such talkative people that we've thought of that would talk on this topic that it might be a very long episode.
or we could
We
chunk
could
it
break it
into
out.
different
Yeah.
topics,
Yeah. Yeah.
like perimenopause,
Yes.
things they don't tell you that you're like,
Yes.
that would have been helpful to know
Yeah.
ahead of
Mm-hmm.
time. That would have been
Exactly.
nice,
Yeah.
right? Let me prepare.
So I don't know that. So I don't think I'm just dying
Right. Or crazy.
or
Or,
crazy.
well, we'll save that for later.
We'll save that.
What I'm about.
Exactly. Exactly. Um, I don't know what I was going to say.
It's one of the things they don't tell you. You sometimes forget.
Sometimes all the thoughts go out of your head
Yeah.
all at once.
Yeah. No, I think what we were talking about. So I think you had asked me, what are you looking
What
forward
do you
to in
think we'll talk about?
2025?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think we'll talk about in 2025 or do or
I think we'll have more of those great discussions, both with guests and with each other. I think again, learning and growing. We are learning the
Right.
process, coming up with better ways
Yep.
to address the things, interview better, that sort of thing. So I think that will
Yeah.
come into play
Yep.
because we're learning. We're trying to just have conversations with people, but there are certain times that we need to figure out how to insert certain questions because, you know, it might not be going exactly the way we wanted or whatever the case may be. But I know for us, we try to not have too much intention on as far as
Right.
like planning ahead of time, as far as the exact way we want it to go, because we want it to just be an organic conversation that
Right.
is fun and flowing and not so
Hmm.
rigid and not so um
Yeah,
specific, you know. So yeah.
exactly. None of this is scripted.
Because if we did that, we'd
Obviously.
both be making that face that Wendy was just making, that like, oh crap face of like,
Yeah,
and
I
it wouldn't
know.
be fun anymore. And then we'd quit.
Exactly.
So we don't want to quit.
We don't want to quit because we're having fun, and that's
Exactly.
the number one rule. As
Yes.
long as we're having fun, this is what we're gonna do. Yeah, I don't do
Yes.
well with scripts because I'm
No.
like, okay, I have to say this now. Wait a minute. Now I have to say
Yeah, exactly.
I don't do well with scripts. Does. I don't know. Maybe some people do, not
I
me.
don't know. No. I would love though to see us create that retreat that we talked about at the beginning. You
That's
know,
on
I
my
would
list.
love for us to bring together
Yeah.
the certain people we've already talked to who could really shift and shape people's lives. And whether we do it virtually or in a specific
Yeah.
spot,
Right.
um, or maybe a little bit of both, who knows? We'll see what happens.
See what happens. That's gonna go into the planning.
That is somehow I would love to see a retreat happen,
I would too.
um, at some
Would you
point.
love to see a retreat happen? If so, where? What would you like? Let us know.
Let us know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that could be a lot of fun. It will
It
be a lot of
it will be a
fun. So
lot of
shall it be.
fun. Yes, and so shall it be. Yes, yes. I mean, to lure our listeners, I think the key people we've already talked to that we would love to invite. I know my number one is Dan.
Danny.
Dan
Uh,
and the strength coaching. I think
oh
who
yeah,
did
yeah.
you
The fabulous Doris Birch.
Fabulous Doris. And of course, I think yeah, probably Miss Page.
Paige
She
for sure,
has
who we
such
haven't even
knowledge.
interviewed, and we
And
already know.
Tamira is just
Tamira, I was gonna say yes.
total rock star.
Yes, yes. She needs to be part of the retreat, more
Hmm.
conversations with her.
Although she might only do a virtual because
She's all virtual, and that's
she's a
okay.
virtual chick. She got a lot of responsibilities at home.
And she's very engaging virtually. Like
She is.
some people,
I almost can't imagine her in person
oh my
because
gosh, she's a force of
I
energy.
know she's super introverted on her own. Like when she's in her own time, she wants it
Mhm.
for herself to like
Right.
read, think, because
Yeah.
she's a thinker,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when she turns on, it is such a light, such a light. It's
I was
insane.
gonna say it's like, one of those nuclear one of those nuclear
She's a nuclear
bombs,
reaction.
and it just
Yes.
it's like, hello,
Mm-hmm.
here you
Mm-hmm.
are.
100%. So yeah, I definitely think that between that and then the things that you and I can bring to the table for helping
Mhm.
the people who want to attend a retreat and
Yeah.
focus on themselves and grow and thrive so that they can move forward on a better footing while being part of the sandwich generation.
Yeah.
I think it'll be
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
I agree. So yeah, the retreat is happening, some way, shape, or form. I just said
Mm-hmm.
that. I guess it's happening.
It is happening.
It's um, what else? What else are we? Should we talk about what each of us individually is planning for ourselves, our businesses, our lives for 2025?
Mm. Uh, Primarily, I am focusing on the creative network. Um,
Yes. So let me ask you something. How did that come about? How did you get this idea? Because it's genius.
well, part of it, the creative Monday sessions
Yeah.
is similar to something I did with another group, a
Okay.
woman from France. She's
Oh,
technically from the UK, but she lives in France.
okay.
And it was really cool. It was very inspiring. A lot of the people who participated in hers were professional artists, of one sort or another, like
Oh,
graphic
wow.
designers,
Yeah.
architects, things like that.
Yeah.
Um, and sometimes they didn't just unplug and play, but a lot of them did. Like they would be like one of the ones I was on, like one person was just making a card for her niece, and then another time they were working on their calligraphy, just mindless fun art. But then she switched it to a day that I couldn't participate in because, day and time, Europe versus
Right.
East Coast is a little
Yeah.
hard sometimes.
A little different.
Um, yeah, it was a day that I'm at the spa, so I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I really missed it. And I still got her emails because I wanted to, like, if she
Right.
ever changed it, be able to pop in because I really liked them.
Yeah.
And then finally, and then I started trying to do art on my own, and I really noticed the shift in myself when I do it. And I see such a difference in how I am with my family, how I am
Mm.
at work, or when I'm doing my own work, like that
Mm.
creativity really
Right.
sparks energy within ourselves. Um, and so I was like, I really need to be more consistent with this. And then that's when I really started thinking about it, and growing the idea of doing something similar. But one of the things that the other group that I participated in was, during the conversations, they a lot of times, as it grew, they started trying to talk about business related things while we're doing this creative networking on Monday, on the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
I'd be trying to take notes instead of painting or drawing,
Right.
right? And because I was like, oh, I love this knowledge, like
Right. Right.
I like to get knowledge too.
Yeah.
And so that's where I started building the idea of growing it in a different way, and
Right.
having the creative sessions, having just a fun
Yeah.
paint night type
Yeah.
experiences for people. And then also having, because there's a lot of people I know who can't participate on a Monday
Mhm.
because they have a proper desk job and they don't want to bring their coloring book to work and do it during their lunch break, right? Um,
Yeah. We're not
and
proper.
yeah.
Just
And um so, the Saturday thing I thought was a great idea to add in
yeah.
there. And then I really thought about all the people I know who have such knowledge and such expertise in areas I know nothing about,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
and bringing them to others, so creating this community and creating a level where people could participate and learn from these trainers while also getting to tap into the creative side, and you know, hopefully get knowledge and grow and evolve themselves and their businesses, while
Right.
also having some fun and just enjoying
Exactly.
life. Yeah. And creating some colorful art, or whatever kind of art you want in your life,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I love
Um,
that.
yeah.
I was always curious. I'm like, how did she come up with this? Now we know the
Yep.
backstory.
So I kind of mimicked and then made it my own.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So what else are you looking forward to planning in 2025?
Um, I'm stepping away from leadership as managing director for Polka Dot Powerhouse.
Hey.
And that will give me a lot more
Mhm.
space
Yeah.
in my life.
Right.
I'll still, of course, be a member,
Right.
um, but I will have more time to hopefully be teaching more about
Mm-hmm.
skincare.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about ways that I could teach courses in different ways, different avenues, and obviously more time at the spa, but also more time with the family and things like that. So
Nice.
yeah.
There's a train. It's gonna blow its whistle. I don't know
Oh,
if you're gonna
okay.
be able to hear it or not. If you
We'll
do,
know.
just, whatever. They're so loud.
Most
Uh,
of the time we don't hear them. Last week was like the first time I heard the train whistle.
they're just getting, they need some healing.
There it goes.
They need
It's all
some
good.
healing, these guys. Just saying.
Yeah.
Um, I'm I'm glad you made the decision to step away from leadership
Mm-hmm.
because I see bigger things
Mm-hmm.
for you to attend to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It definitely, I never thought about it as truly taking away from what I'm doing. Like, and I really liked it, and I thought
Mhm.
that it was the role for me. Um,
Yeah,
but it's time.
things change,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
might change back, but right now,
You never know.
you never know.
Yeah.
Well,
So yeah,
congratulations,
it's a
because
big
I
step.
can see it's a big step. I'm sure it was not an easy decision for you to make, but
No.
look at what's going to grow from it.
Yeah. Exactly.
From stepping away.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yay!
Yeah. So it's gonna be worth it.
I think so too.
What about you? What's going on in your world?
Uh oh, lots of things. So I have a I've created a journal. Speaking of journals. Um and it's something I put together that I really didn't know how I was going to put together, and talk to my angels.
Mm-hmm.
And it's coming together. It's there. It's 30 days of journaling prompts for peace of
Mm-hmm.
mind.
See, I like when my journal has prompts, actually. I
Oh,
picked up
really?
one like that, and I thought that was fun.
This is all prompts on how to feel worthy.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I am hearing a lot is, I don't think I deserve to
Right.
put my oxygen mask on first. Oh
What's
God.
wrong with people, right?
Oh God.
Yeah.
So the some of the prompts are around that. Some of the prompts are around lessening your worry
Mm.
around your parents
Mm-hmm.
because they don't listen. Guess what? They're not going to listen.
They're
And
not gonna listen.
so just having the grace to understand that and not be in it, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
you cannot control what someone else does, even your parents, even though you really, really want to. You
Yeah.
can control how you react to it. So that's out. It's
Cool.
gonna be in a printed version. I'm working with um one of our dot sisters to make that so.
Beth or somebody else.
I have got ideas for oracle cards to go along with that.
That'd be cool.
I've got ideas for guided meditations for
Mm-hmm.
to
Yep.
go along with that.
Mm-hmm.
I've got other book ideas. So, oh my gosh, you and I have,
That's funny because I've done similar
right?
things for my courses too, for my people. Yeah, the
Oh,
journal
come on.
and the meditations.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got that in common. So in
Mm-hmm.
2025, there's going to be some kind of publication coming out from me. It could just be
Nice.
a journal. It could be, I don't know what it's going to be.
Right.
Um,
Hey, and maybe we'll make it available for our listeners to
there you go.
tap into,
Yes. So
along with our crazy swag that we've decided that we have a whole list,
that's on my list
like
too.
literally starting at the beginning of this podcast, because
Yeah.
Wendy's so good at coming up with silly catchphrases, or just certain episodes like New
Really.
York gravy.
Yes.
I
I
have a
stepped in the
bunch
New
written
York gravy.
in the back of my book.
You have what?
Stuck in the muck.
Stuck in the mud.
Get out of your own way.
Yeah, you remember.
Have a laugh. Reset. Refocus.
Yeah.
Remember how great you are. That was a good one. I forget who said that, but
We kind of blend together at this
they
point.
all become, yeah. Can you
I've
tell
s-
what our message is?
that, you know what? Shine your light so fucking brightly.
That we need to
It
wear
blinds people.
sunglasses.
Yeah. I just came up with that one.
Yeah. There you go.
Pulled that one
So,
right out.
right out.
So that's our
Our
recap of 2024
recap and
and focusing into
yeah.
looking forward to, excited about 2025.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't believe we've done it. We've done
well,
6 months
yeah,
of episodes and well, not 6 months, but you know what I mean.
yeah,
3, 4 months
yeah.
of episodes and
And Steph, here's the thing. All this, all this was born out of both of us. For myself, just being in despair.
yeah.
I was like, oh God. I even said to you, I think I'm going to quit.
Yeah, I
I think I'm
think
going to quit.
we were
I said I was
discussing
going to
that.
retire, which is ridiculous because I'm 50. I can't fucking retire. But never mind. But all this came out of the depths of despair, and look at what
Hmm.
we've done with it. So
Yeah.
I'm bringing that up to say, like the phoenix, right? You think it's dead,
Hmm.
it rises from its ashes, and I feel like that's what we've done. And I
Yeah.
want to encourage you to put that thought of something rising from the ashes or something rising from the depths of despair.
Hmm.
Because often when we're in that, good is just around the corner. And so
Hmm.
I just want to share that and put that in your heart.
Yeah. And I think because we tapped into a creative thing, I think
Mm-hmm.
we both grew in
Mm-hmm.
ways with our businesses that we
Mm-hmm.
didn't expect.
Oh yeah,
Like
for sure.
I got encouraged to speak at the Diamond Summit for Polka Dot,
Yeah, you
and
did.
now I'm teaching a master class in it, which then I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna rinse and repeat that and do that a few times and
Yeah.
get people to sign up for my class, and so, but it's like re-engage my energy
Mm-hmm.
in ways that before I
Mm-hmm.
was just like, oh, la la la. So
Right.
yeah,
I
you
think both
know,
of our energies have
rocketed. Yeah. So
right.
it's been an exciting journey, and I look forward to next year.
Me too.
And
Yes.
yeah.
I feel like we need a birthday cake. Just saying.
Yeah, we'll have New Year's treats on our next episode.
We
Oh,
will.
okay. Well, have a wonderful day.
All right, you too, and see you next time and see you next
See you
year.
next year.
Bye.
Bye.